Hi everybody, it's alisamurray here with the DIY Living Sweetly segment. And today what I want to do is show you how to take a gifted old terracotta pot and turn it into something fantastic. So the first thing I did is I got this old pot from one of my neighbors. She had a whole bunch of them in her garage and she said, "Alisa, do you want this?" And I was like, "Sure, of course," because I'm always planting seeds and doing stuff in the garden. So I took whatever she would give me. And these guys have been sitting in my greenhouse for the past several months. And so I pulled one out today to show you an idea on how to make it beautiful for your indoor houseplant. So what I did is I just gave it a quick spray of red, because y'all know everything I do is red and green and gold. But you could certainly do a whitewash if you're into that, or something that's a little more subtle. And what I want you to do is, after you get it dried, bring it into your area that you're going to be doing all your projects on a nice clean table, and start looking at maybe some stickers. Today I found some really cool paper cutouts. I was thinking about maybe doing ladybugs since they're also red, and my friend that we all share the same birthday, Angela, she's got ladybug, is what she always calls me. So I'm thinking about making one for her and one for me, and every time I look at that I'm going to be thinking about her. So it's just a cool idea. But anyway, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to the graphics fairy if you want to do a vintage look, and that's what I want to do today. And grab yourself some sort of a really cool old-fashioned French label. And you want to cut that out. This particular set actually came in a brown, which is good for me because I usually have to make my black and white printouts more of a tea stain so that they have a warm tone to them, because I don't have any black and white in my house. Everything is warm toned. So I always have to make it either gold or brown, or put a wash on it of yellow so that it does blend in with my decor. But this one is actually, I lucked out. So this one's actually already brown, so it makes it easier for me to get started with this project for you guys. So you just want to cut that out. And after you do that, I'm going to give it a little quick spray of this E6000, which I found actually quite helpful in blending that decoupage. If you can get it stuck on there good, just a little bit to get you started, the painting of the decoupage makes it a little bit easier. So that's down a little bit. Just, you can see it's stuck on there. It's not perfect, obviously, because it's not been decoupaged yet, but it does get you a nice head start. So what you want to do is you want to come in here with your paintbrush and your decoupage and go ahead and lay that down onto your terracotta pot. Get a good coat on there. You're probably going to need to put a couple of coats on there to have it stay stuck down. And you all know that this dries clear, just so you know, reminding you if you didn't know. But it does, so don't let that worry you. It's going to have a milky paste around it, and it won't be a big deal at all once it dries. So that's your first thing to get started with. Let's get your first layer down of your little graphic. The next thing is you can just be as creative as you want to be. I mean, really, sky's the limit. I love that little crack there in the side. You see that? It just makes it something different that no other little pot has. I did find this little ladybug that has a little flower, and I think she might need to go kind of near the actual label, because she is, I'm going to use my glue gun on this one, and then I'm going to use the decoupage on top of that. But just to lay it in where I want it to be, there. Actually, I may not use a decoupage on that. I may just leave that just like that, because this is an indoor pot. I'm not going to make this so that it's outside. So that would be fine just like that. But I am going to decoupage all these cute little ladybugs trailing down the side of the back side of this pot, so that no matter where you look, you've got a little ladybug here and there. Let's see. I think I'm going to put this one in the very back center. And I'm going to start it this way, but I am going to decoupage it. The very back center. And then let me get these little ladybugs put in place. across the back. Yep, she started calling me Ladybug, gosh, about a year ago. But we have the exact same birthday, and so does her husband. It's always fun because she didn't know that I did have that same birthday. She knew her, obviously her and her husband had it. But he knew it because I knew him before I knew her. And she met me and she goes, no way. No way, Auntie A. You don't have the same birthday as us. And so her husband smiled and shook his head. Yes, she's got the birthday. And then it turned out that every time that we have a birthday, we always get connected to each other. You know what else I think I'm going to do too, guys? I'm going to come back in here and hand paint a vine across the back of this. I'll get some green paint here in a second, and I'll do that too. And then I'll decoupage over that. This little ladybug needs to go right here. And these little two ladybugs need to go right here and here. Actually, I don't think I need two, unless we want to have one that's sort of trying to get lost. Let's see. I think that that's probably plenty. No, I see a spot that would look good. One more down here. Alright, I'm going to go get some green paint, and then I will be right back. There's what we've got going on so far. We've got little ladybugs all around the back, and that one in the middle, and then that label in the front. So I'll be right back. I'm going to paint a little vine. Those of you guys that have been to my house know that painted a bunch of stuff in this house too. All the walls to be exact. Which is kind of crazy. Crazy if you don't like color. But as an artist I sure do, so I don't even honestly know how I could live without it. But that looks good. I'll show you this in just a second. Just going to come along here and pick this up down here. See guys what I'm doing? Paint a little vine, connecting those ladybugs. Come in here like that. Paint a little leaf. Come down here. Let that go down there. Yeah, decoupaging this is a good idea on these little guys on the sides because it'll just protect that paint from fading over or cracking. Let's see, where should we go with that? That's what we've got so far. Maybe here, down to that ladybug there. There's that. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. You just want to be whimsical. Things turn out much better when you do things that way. A lot of people like to try to, same thing with my cooking. A lot of people like to have a recipe to the T. But you know what? I always make really good soups and stuff. And I just go with the flow. I like put a little bit of this there and a little bit of that there, and it always seems to work out. So you don't always have to be so bland. Let's see. Gosh, that's cute. That's really cute. Super cute. Okay, so check this out. I don't know if you can see that all the way around. I just took those little ladybug paper cutouts and went through it and randomly put them across, and then pretty much in the center of the back, it's almost to the center, there's that ladybug there that's got the leaf, and then I connected everybody together by just painting some green vines all around. So now what I'm going to do, since I've already got the screen paint, and I think that probably it would be kind of nice to have a little green edge, and I didn't get that edge with the spray paint, is I think this would be a nice way to connect everything by putting a little bit of a green on the top over here. So I'm going to do that. This way it'll have a more finished look. It's kind of cool to have somebody give you an old pot that they were really going to just throw away. And she was actually. She actually texted me and said, "Hey, do you want some pots? Because I'm getting ready to put them on the street and throw them away." And I jumped in the car and ran down the street to her house and said, "What you got?" And she handed me a whole handful of these guys. And then I got busy in the garden and, of course, getting ready to do the YouTube stuff, and I did not get around to doing this until today with you guys. I wanted you to see. I've had a couple of ideas about these different pots, and there's more I'll show you in different episodes, but I wanted you to see how simple, just taking some paint and a little bit of time. And if you've got somebody like I do, like a friend that's got a special name for you, because she does. She texts me almost every day. And when she texts me, she says, "Hey, Ladybug." I've got another friend that texts me. She goes, "Hey, Butterfly." I got another one that texts me. She says, "Hey, Sunshine." And I love that. I love that about my friends. I hope you have friends like that too, because it sure is nice to have friends. See what you think. Okay, let's take that here. That looks really good, guys. Look. I don't know if you can see that. See that green in there? That looks really nice around the edges. That's a nice finished look. Especially whenever you get the plant in there. It's going to look a whole lot more complete. Now I'm just going to go around all of this with a good coat of the decoupage material so that it seals that all up. So I'm going to clean this brush so I don't make a big mess. It's one thing about being an artist. I'm a messy one. Not so much in the studio shooting children, thank goodness, but boy am I messy when it comes to projects in this house. And I do try to keep that garden clean. You know, Nana used to tell me, "Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow?" What is it? With cockle shells or something, or neatly all in a row. I'll have to look that nursery rhyme up. I've forgotten all the words to it. But every time I'm in that garden and I'm digging around, planting stuff, I'm out there thinking about Nana and her telling me that nursery rhyme when I was a little girl, and how she might not be too happy with some of my flower beds because I just stuck my finger in and put the corn in, and there's corn here and corn here and corn there and corn there and corn there. It's not necessarily just corn, 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 corn. Not perfect rows, but you know what? Life's not perfect either. So part of your living your sweet life is just living your life, right? Just living your life. So I want to show you this. Go in here with this decoupage stuff just like we did for the label and paint over that ladybug. Paint over those vines. Just give it a really light coat. That'll keep it from getting damaged over the years. Same thing on the top. I'll do that last. But, you know, like I said, this one's not going to go outside. Not since I made the decision to put that ladybug on the very top there, because she's paper. I can give her a quick coat on the top just to give her a little bit of extra. But she's going to be three-dimensional up there, and she's not going to make it in the rain. So we're not going to take this outside. But there's a lot of plants in the house that need beautiful pots to sit in, so that's okay too. Don't necessarily have to have it, make it so it can be waterproof. This is it. Just take that decoupage and give it a little coat so that it's going to stay on there. You see those ladybugs are getting covered up in it. So I've got all that coated really good. And of course I'm coated too, messy artist that I am. I'm going to go ahead and put one coat of this over the top because this will be getting watered even though it's an indoor plant. So it's going to need a little extra love to just keep that protected so that green paint doesn't eventually peel off. So that's just a good safety measure there. Pretty cool little project, actually. Let's see. Can you see the front? I think you can see the front. I'll try to move it a little bit over. There you go. What you think? I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, if you have found this of any value, finding junk and turning it into treasure, finding cool stuff from a neighbor and being able to turn it into something that you can always look at and reminds you of another friend that's dear to you, or even using that as a special present for them that they know that that's your special name that you have for each other, give me a like and a share. I hope you guys are living your sweet life. Take care.